everybody. This is Tony Gordon from T. Gordon Salon Talks, bringing you more great information for salon professionals to hear really what's going on in the industry. Today, I've got Lauren Gartland, one of my favorite people of all time, from Inspiring Champions. Lauren, you have been an amazing catalyst in my own company because you really helped turn us around. You really came in and altered the way Gordon salons operate. And I know that you're still out there and you're still doing it with a whole lot of people. And so I just wanted to give everybody a chance. If they don't know you, give them a chance to meet you today. So welcome to T. Gordon Salon Talks. Lauren Gartland, how are you doing?
Wow, I am so honored. It's truly an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to be with you, Tony, because you're one of my greatest champions. Woo! We love you, Tony.
And not everybody may not know this, but your company is called Inspiring Champions.
Yes.
And
what a great name.
Well,
that's just a lot to live up to.
But it's the truth. I mean, in our industry, if you're not a champion, you're basically assisting the champion. So you have to really step up and be a champion. So what were your thoughts behind naming your company initially?
Well, what's interesting is when the company started back in 1995, it was called Building Champions. And for 4 years, we were building champions. And one day I came into my office and there was a letter from an attorney, and it simply said, you have 24 hours to seize and assist your name. So I go to Randy, who had trademarked their name, and I'm like, Randy, can you believe the nerve of these attorneys? They are telling us we have got to get a new name. Well, I said, you did trademark it, right? And she looked at me and said, that eyes of death, deer in headlights. She's like, no.
She didn't do it.
She hadn't trademarked it. But you know what? Sometimes what we think is meant for harm is actually meant for good, because it was never, ever meant to be Building Champions. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be Inspiring Champions. And although it took about 2 years and thousands of dollars to change everything over, which was a nightmare, I have no regrets. It was supposed to be Inspiring Champions, and I thank that company and that attorney for coming after me and forcing me to change my name.
Well, but it really is apropos. I mean, Inspiring Champions is really what it is you're doing, but you're also building champions because and this goes back to some of my thoughts in my my Gordon Styles Academy concept, which is that there's just this huge fallout of the number of beauty school graduates. And unless they're surrounded by the right players and the right information, they're really going to fall out of the industry. They're not going to be champions. They're going to fall away. And so this is one of the reasons why I really loved what it is in your system, because it digs deep. And, I know a lot of people, maybe you could describe for people your systems and how they operate, because it really does dig deep into the psyche and how to move forward and what to say and how to manage yourself. Tell us a little bit about the concept behind Inspiring Champions.
Well, it's interesting. We just had a client. His name is Don. He's up in Northern California. And Don's the most unusual client we've ever had attend Champ Camp. The reason he's unusual is he's an aerospace engineer. He was vice president of Boeing. He was on airplanes all over the world. He was a professor for 10 years at a top university. And I got this man coming up to me at Champ Camp a couple weeks ago, and he goes, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're sitting here having dinner alone. Can I join you? So he proceeded to sit, and I learned all this about him. And after our camp, he came up to me and he said, Lauren, I have been to the greatest seminars in the world. I have been taught by the best of the best. And what you have done is so unique. It's so different because you've taken everything and packaged it together. It's a life course. It's a business course. It's about changing beliefs. Until you change your beliefs, you will continue on the path you're on. And if you don't like where you are, if you know there's a new level, a new finish line you want to get to, first, it's got to change the stinking thinking. When you change the way you think, you change your outcome. So we focus a lot on that. We also believe that if you're not successful in your business, most likely you're not going to be successful in your life. They go together. So in our camp, we focus on life, which is very surprising to people. They say, I came here to get change in my business, and I got far more than I expected. But what I didn't expect was how it would change me inside.
That's amazing.
And that is where I believe we have the leading edge. And how we do it, I'm not even sure what the secret recipe is. I think it's this amazing team of people who have all come together, who have been anointed to do this. It's our gifts, it's our talents. And when you bring those together, magic happens. So what we're passionate about, we make no mistake about it. Our greatest passion is transforming lives and businesses. Because when I can transform one life in the salon industry, I don't just change one life, I change thousands.
Yeah.
They become a pebble that when you throw it into the river, it creates that pebble effect that reaches out to many. It's the greatest industry in the world. I truly believe that this is our ministry. This is where we were planted, and we are changing lives for the last, we're celebrating in March of 2019. We'll celebrate 24 years.
Woo!
I know. I cannot believe it. You know, and I'm still 22. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Everybody's going backwards. But it's unbelievable because we've had the privilege of meeting the greatest champions in this industry. I mean, you know, Tony, you meet people from the littlest places on the planet, and you meet people who are the biggest of the big. And yet what I have found is at the end of the day, we all have the same challenges. We all have the same fears. We all have the same stinking thinking. And it's who you surround yourself with that will determine how high you go.
Right, right. It is fascinating. One of the things that I love about, you, because you're the redheaded firecracker.
That's right. Oh my gosh, where's my clapper?
And I have to, all the hairdressers will agree. All the hairdressers must agree your red hair is amazing today. So, I think one of the things is that you mentioned passion, and you mentioned what is it that really brings people along. And I can't help but think that passion, enthusiasm, being energetic, being engaged is really the first thing, even though people may not know exactly which direction they're going. Right. That really is the first thing that you really have to do is engage your enthusiasm and your passion and bring that forward. And nobody does that better than you. I really haven't seen anybody. Sometimes it's shocking to people because when you've got the clapper and when you're, really engaging people in an audience and they're used to just sitting there taking notes or something like that. Oh no, Lauren forces you to be involved.
Well,
and I love that. I'm more like, where does that come from?
One of my greatest mentors taught me early in my career. He said, Lauren, tell me I'll forget, show me I may remember, but involve me so I understand. And when I started inspiring champions, I knew that the way the education was being done had to change. And the reason I know that because it's all show and tell. And so in technical education, you can ask someone, have you been to a class where you have an instructor that tells you what to do and shows you what to do? Have you been to any of those classes? They're like, oh yeah, I've been to that. Great. Have you been to a hands-on class where they tell you, they show you, and then you get a model or a mannequin and you do it until you do it right? with someone observing you and redirecting you along the way. Which of those do you get more value? A, show and tell. B, show, tell, do. Well, I've never ever heard it any different. It's the show, tell, do. So for me, that was never an option to do it differently.
Right.
And I actually started out just doing the show and tell. And I did that for 2 years. And then I would go back into the salons and I'd be like, oh my gosh, how did you like the seminar? They'd be like, oh my God, it was fantastic. Great. Tell me, what are you doing different? Well, I haven't started anything yet, but I will. And before you know it, a day turns into a week turns into a month, and a month turns into a year, and you're in the same place. So I said, we're going to do something completely different. We're going to do something that's never been done. And what was interesting as I shared my vision, and everything begins with the vision, and then you got to share it with your greatest champions, your greatest cheerleaders, so they cheer you on and saying, you can't do that, you don't do that. Well, I must have shared it with the wrong people, because everyone said it'll never work. Others have tried and failed. It's not going to work. And I say, don't let those who aren't doing it interrupt those who are. If your passion is great enough, if your vision is big enough, if your will to never quit, because a quitter never wins and a winner will never quit. Once you know what you want, you got to refuse defeat, and you got to break through the barriers and obstacles, because they're not there to stop you. They're there to grow you. And I refused defeat for 23 years. And I will tell you, Tony, I have wanted to quit at least 1,010,000 times. And 1,011,000 times I got up and said, fight the good fight. Refuse the defeat, stay the course, keep going. And it's the obstacles that stop people. It's the challenges, because it can get so big sometimes. You can't figure out, well, what do I do? How do I overcome this? But that's when you got to connect with resources that are where you want to be, that can take you to your finish line in the fastest, easiest, most effortless way. And there's an art to that, because there's people out there who are like, oh yeah, I'll show you the way. But you know what? I am so sorry, but they're not walking the walk and talking the talk. So my advice to anyone who wants to make it to the top, and at Inspiring Champions, that is our mission, taking your business to the top. So if you want to make it to the top, one, you got to get on the right team. You got to get the right resources to get you up that mountain safely and quickly. Two, you got to have passion. You got to know that what you're doing, this is your God-given gift, what you were born to live in this lifetime. Because when you're doing that, the money will come, the resources will come. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to believe in your products and your services. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. You got to be unstoppable. It's not a matter of if the difficult times will come. It's only a matter of when they will. And when they come, you have got to refuse defeat. And then you've got to make a decision that no matter how hard the race gets, that you're going to finish your race, and you're going to finish it strong. So what does that mean? You got to decide today, are you living in mediocrity land? Have you built real estate in mediocrity land? Are you in the starting blocks of life and stuck? Because if you are, you got to get out of the starting blocks.
Otherwise, they're going to die. They're going to die right there. They'll be out of the business. There goes your $20,000 in tuition, and there goes your career where you could make at least $2 million. You know, and then they're stuck. They're out. They're going to be baristas, and that's it.
Well, you know, Tony, they always say the cream rises to the top. Gosh, I'm trying to even think how many.
But Lauren, not to interrupt you, but I believe that there is a lot of amazing people who aren't necessary, where it's not obvious right away, where there's a lot of great kids out there, and I say kids because I'm so old, but that are in beauty school or they're in their first part of their career, and they're really fantastic people. They're concerned. They're technically getting good. They have an artistic vision and they have a vision for their career, and yet they end up in the wrong place, and they end up with people who are just dragging them down.
Yep.
And they're not getting them onto the floor in just the right way. And sooner or later, they're out of the game entirely. And we've lost another generation of amazing people. And that's what I love about what you're doing, because I really think you have some of the tricks that can save them for sure.
Well, what's really been fun is we are seeing greater and greater growth every year of the younger people coming into Champ Camp, which is, and they love it. Everyone's saying, oh my God, they don't like to. No, they love it. Why? Because we're making them think about their life. We're not telling them what to do. We're giving them the tools to go out there and rise high, and they're just digging it. And I'm seeing, owners coming into Cashflow Camp and taking control of their life and business, taking control of their power. We're getting the tools and the systems to go out there and create something worthy and precious, and to create a profitable business that's sellable and that they can pass on for generations to come and be proud of, instead of going in business and falling out of business because you didn't know how to do it right.
Yes.
There's no excuses anymore. There are no excuses anymore. The help is out there. The resources are out there. People cannot build real estate in mediocrity land. They've got to search out those resources, come together, and get out of the bleachers and onto the playing field with the champions and the winners. And they will stand a great chance.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Tell the audience who's listening to this the difference between Champ Camp, and Cashflow Camp. I've been to both. So
okay, got it. Well, there's a huge difference. They don't look or feel any the same. So Champ Camp is for everybody. It's for owners and managers who are looking for fast, easy, repeatable, scripted systems to immediately grow the performance and results of their team. Because for an owner, their leverage is in growing their team. You've got to grow your people if you want to grow your business. And so instead of telling people what to do and how to do it, we show them how to do it with our repeatable systems that have been proven over 24 years with tens of thousands of graduates. It's for every single service provider. Whether you do hair, skin, nail, or massage, it's for everybody. And we have customized our systems to each of those different service providers. So Champ Camp grows sales and revenue. It grows your top line. Mm-hmm. Cashflow Camp is for owners only. Cashflow Camp grows your bottom line, your profit, your cash flow. It's about really knowing how to read, understand, and analyze your financial statements, which, surprisingly enough, most people don't really understand. We actually see that over 90% of the owners that come to Cashflow Camp don't have correct P&Ls. And it's not because accountants are stupid or you have the wrong one. They don't even understand the salon industry. So you need to work with someone who understands the salon industry. You got to get your compensation right. That is the number one reason your business will go out of business: improper, incorrect compensation. So we go through the different compensation structures. We don't believe one compensation is right for everyone, so we go through 5. Dream team, that is key. You got to get the right people on the bus. So we always say there's 3 types of people you can hire. And this actually, Tony, goes back to something you were just talking about. There are eagles. Eagles, and I want all of you who are listening to listen to this and think about, who do you know that is an eagle? Because those are the ones you want to soar with. Eagles, These are the people that are proactive. They don't wait for things to happen. They make things happen. They don't come to you and ask you to pay for education. They go out and they invest in it. They're to work early, they work late. They will do whatever it takes. They will go the extra mile. They never grumble. They never complain. They're always going to education. They are proactive and at the top of their game. They make life happen. Mm-hmm. And then you've got those potential egos. Now, this is the majority of people, and it's kind of what you're talking about. They can be pulled one way or the other. These potential egos, everybody's got the DNA of a champion in them. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got the heart of an ego. But sometimes, based on how they were brought up, influences from teachers, from family, from friends, they may be swaying, and they're going to either be pulled down or they're going to be pulled up. Those are the crucial people. They know there's something great inside of them. They just haven't brought it out yet, but they're seeking it. And then you got your chickens. Now, here's the thing about a chicken. It doesn't matter how much time, how much money you invest in them, a chicken always wants to be a chicken. They just want to murmur, groan, and complain and bark, 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 bark. They're just bonkers. They're the ones in the back room. They're victims. It's everybody's fault their life isn't working. It's everybody's fault their business is down. They are just like never going to change. So here's the thing with potential egos. If they hang out with egos, if they have great leadership, great mentorship, and this is what I see Champ Camp do. It takes these potential egos and it brings them up instantly in 3 days to egos.
Wow.
A great leader can take someone who's been told their whole life they'll never make it, they'll never amount to anything. And when you mentor them and when you believe in them and you encourage them, because encouragement is oxygen for the soul, they will come up. They will go on and do things beyond what you believe is possible. If you got chickens, my greatest recommendation is get rid of them, because they're like a virus in your computer. They will take your business out. They will kill and steal your dreams. Mm-hmm. If you're married to one, if you have friends that are chickens, if you have family members, they're not going to let you rise higher. They want to keep you down there with them, and it's not a great place to be. Mm-hmm. So at Cashflow Camp, the system we have for hiring is second to none. There's nothing on the planet even close to being as great as that. So it's really teaching the business owner what they need to do to be profitable, what they need to do to create a thriving business that works. And what's exciting is we are getting more and more people coming to Cashflow Camp before they open their salon. And all of them are coming back and saying they were profitable within the first 3 months, 4 months, 6 months of their business opening, which, Tony, you know, is unheard of.
Right. That's
the power of knowledge and implementation. So, you know, Cashflow Camp is bottom line. Champ Camp is increasing your top line. For an owner, they need both. For a service provider, Champ Camp, you'll take your life back. So that's what we do. And then a lot of other things, of course. Our one-on-one coaching, our front desk webinar, so we can turn the front desk into superstars and champions and turn a non-income producing area into an income producing area. Thousands are being lost there every single day.
Right. Salons go through so much turmoil, transition, and your team. Now, talk to me for a second about your team, because you really have, over the years, you have some amazing people that not only are still helping you, but also have gone on to do some pretty exceptional things as well. Talk to me about how you mentor your own team and people that are within your sphere of influence. How do you get them to, how do you get them to perform at such a high level?
Well, the first thing if someone said to me, what are you most proud of? Hands down, I would say my team. Mm-hmm. I have the greatest people on the planet. And you know what? They treat the company like they're the owner of it. They take personal pride. Mm-hmm. what they do and in producing results. They are the best of the best. And we get compliments, I mean, all the time. I wish my team could hear the compliments I hear consistently about how awesome they are. And what it is, it's just when you get a committed team of people together and have a common goal, a common vision, anything and everything is possible. We're clear what our mission is. We're clear what our vision is and what our finish line is. And everybody is moving towards that.
Right, right. You know, I was thinking about some people like Lance, who are such a great public speaker.
Yep.
I think he had 400 people in front of him at Serious Business.
Yeah.
You know, the you know, the quality is just like outrageous, and you know, and Oscar as well. These are really great people that you mentored all along the way. But even before that, Lauren, because I think a lot of people may not know you, but before you started Inspiring Champions or bringing champions, is that you were also the top sales rep, I believe, for Paul Mitchell. Is that correct?
Yes, my career began with Jeannie Bra in 1983 with Paul Mitchell. It was a brand new company.
And you had this new product line, and you went in and sold to salons throughout California, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and
I had my little territory in San Diego, California.
And how did you make this like one of the top territories in the whole country? I mean, Paul Mitchell was everywhere, right? So, you know, how did you do it?
Well, you know, right out of the chute, I went to Jeannie and I said, Jeannie, you don't know me. My name's Lauren Gartland, and I'm going to be your #1 salesperson. And the first thing out of her mouth was, that is fantastic. Do you have your license? I said, of course, I have my driver's license. And she laughed, and I had no idea why she was laughing, but I soon found out their belief was you had to have a cosmetology license. Well, I didn't have that. And so literally I called Jeannie Bra every day. I became a stalker. I stalked Jeannie. I called her every day. The conversation was always the same. Jeannie, it's Lauren Gartland, your #1 salesperson. I'm ready to get out there and sell your freeze and shine. And she would always ask, did you get your license? I said, no, but I can do it, Jeannie. And I think the reason she took my call every day was because, 1, my energy, 2, my passion. She found it very entertaining. But 3, my belief was there was no other product I was willing to sell. I was willing to take 1 million no's because I was committed to selling Paul Mitchell. I got 5 other top lines at that time who quite honestly were the bomb.com. They were at the top. They were ready to hire me instantly. But something inside of me said, no, I've got to work with Paul Mitchell. And so finally, after months of stalking Jeannie, I simply said, Jeannie, today is going to be your day. Well, she had never heard that. That was new. So she said, really? What's that, Lauren? I said, Jeannie, I will work for free for 3 months. If I'm not your #1 salesperson, you don't have to fire me. I'll just leave. And believe it or not, I believe the words that followed were my very first close. I said, that's fair, isn't it? And there was like, and there was this silence that seemed like an eternity. And I thought, man, if this doesn't work, nothing's going to work. And so she said, how can I say no to that? Well, that was the start of my career in the salon industry. And nothing could have prepared me for how amazing that would be. Those were my favorite years, going out there every day into salons. People would look at me and they go, oh my gosh, what do you do? Are you a real estate agent? Are you in the fashion industry? I go, I have the greatest job in the world. And they would go, really? What do you do? I get to go visit my best friends every single day, and I make a lot of money doing it. And that was just how it was for me. And before you knew it, I made a decision. I promised Jeannie I would become her #1 salesperson,
Uh-huh.
and I was not going to let her down. And so within months, I was her #1 salesperson. It wasn't long before I was in the top 1% in the entire country and $1 million sales consultant. And our average product back then was only $1.75. And so for me, it
Uh-huh.
was just my passion for what I did, my passion for this industry and for these incredible people, my belief in this product. And it wasn't about what was in the bottle. It was the vision of Paul. It was the vision of JP. You
Uh-huh.
know, I went on then to sell Tony and Guy, and I never sold Tony and Guy. I sold their vision as a family and what they gave up to create this. That was where I sold. See, that, Tony, is what people will buy into. People don't need another product. What they need is someone with vision. What they need is someone who's going to help them get to where they want to go. It was never for me about what was in that product. That was a vehicle to help people become successful and grow.
Right, right. It's fantastic. Where do you think this, can you turn this passion on and off? I mean, does Lauren Gartland relax and then she's got to rev herself back up when you're, you know?
Well, that's funny because if you were to ask my husband, Todd Roberts, who's fabulous, he would say she's always like this. Like my feet hit the pavement in the morning and it takes him like an hour and a half a pot of coffee. No, I'm just like, okay, let's go. I'm ready. And I just believe it's in my DNA.
Right, right, right. Okay,
It's
so
just in my DNA.
okay, so for the people out there who don't have the exact same DNA, but they recognize that passion and enthusiasm are really what's going to make it click for them, and I believe that's the truth. What advice do you give them to really get them to be enthusiastic, passionate, and to really ramp it up, even on days where, like, you know, they're not feeling it? What do you suggest?
Well, there's a few things. So first of all, I have my priorities in order.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my faith is first, and I make that my top priority in the morning. That's how I start my day. I make my health my second priority because if I'm not healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally, I'm not going to be able to sustain a company. I'm not going to be able to get in front of the room and motivate and inspire others to change. I'm not going to be any good to my family, to my friends, or to myself. And so I literally have all these resources. My chiropractor, I've been doing acupuncture every month for 33 years. Not because I'm sick, because I don't want to get sick. You can't be on airplanes and in hotels as much as I am and not do something. Oh gosh, working out, a lot of water, staying away from sodas, sugar. I don't eat sugar things, flour things. I try to stay gluten-free, eat healthy. All of these things will keep your mind young longer, will keep your heart young longer, will keep your energy alive. You got to keep that vitality because I don't want to be one of those. I want to be the youngest 90-year-old on the planet. That's what I want to be. And I know that you've got that preparation cannot start too late. It's got to start, as we say, now o'clock. So I make my health a top priority. And then it's the people you surround yourself with. Mm-hmm. That is really, really key. Mm-hmm. Really key. And then only surround yourself with eagles. Don't allow yourself to spend time with people who will bring you down, who won't believe in you. That will keep your energy high. That will keep your enthusiasm high. And you know, sometimes you just got to fake it till you make it.
I love it. I love it. Lauren Gartland, you are fabulous as always. I want to thank you so much for coming on T. Gordon Salon Talks. I just love having you on. I can't wait till you come back to Chicagoland. We're going to bring the whole team and make it happen. So thank you so much for coming on my podcast. I really appreciate it. I hope this inspired a whole bunch of people and you get a stack of new clients out of it. I think that'll be fabulous.
Well, Tony, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being an amazing husband, son, parent, leader, trainer, difference maker. You have impacted so many lives. And I want you to know I'm honored to know you in this lifetime.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Love you, love you, love you.
And thank you, all you listeners. And just remember this, I believe in you. I believe in your dreams. Never forget that in you is the seeds of greatness. In you is the heart and the DNA of a champion. Don't let anybody steal your dreams, and don't let anybody blow out your candle to make theirs brighter. Be the light and shine brightly, and know that I'm going to be on your shoulder during those difficult times, cheering you on all the way to the top. Woo! Thank you, Tony.
How do people get in touch with you? They go to inspiringchampions.com? Where?
Inspiringchampions.com, or my email is Lauren, Lauren, at inspiringchampions.com. If you want to meet me, I'm not hard to find. So please contact me. I'd be glad to support you in any way we can and help you to turn your dreams into a reality. Just like Tony Gordon. He's amazing. Woo!
Awesome. Woo! Thank you so much, Lauren.
All right, Mr. Tony, have an awesome rest of your day. Mwah.
You too. Thanks, Lauren. Bye-bye.
Bye.